Recording in progress.
It is now 6 o'clock. I would like to call to order the Richland County Administrative Finance Committee meeting for May the 20th, 2025. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Pugh,
Here.
Leto. Here. Livingston,
Here.
Weaver,
Here.
Aline.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 2 on the agenda is approval of minutes from April the 22nd, 2025. Is there any changes that need to be made? If not, I entertain a motion for approval of the minutes from April 22nd.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Madam Clerk, can you
Pugh.
call for the vote, please?
Pugh,
Yes.
Leto. Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. Item number 3 on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Is there any changes or deletions that need to be added?
No, sir, Mr. Chair.
All right. If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to
Move.
approve.
Second.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, can you call for the vote, please?
Pugh,
Yes.
Leto.
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Hey, next on the agenda, we have item number 4, items for action. Item 4A, utilities. I hope I'm not butchering this. Montreux Ferdinand LLC. ACA.
Yes, sir.
You're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So for this item, staff is recommending the approval of purchasing 420 remaining water meters. The universe of meters is 568 meters. So this gives us the opportunity to upgrade our meters, which will give us a chance to read those numbers remotely, as well as be alerted when there are leaks in the system.
Okay. With that being said, the staff is recommending approval. I entertain a motion for discussion.
Just one quick question. Are these meters dispersed across the county in one particular location? I wasn't clear on where these meters would be.
So I'll ask Johnny Hussein, interim director, to step forward. So either in northwest rather, and I don't know how many we would have in southeast.
Councilmember, Tariq Hussain. All the meters are in the south area, the Lower Richland area.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks.
Mr. Weaver, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just, would this show up anything on the customers' bills? Is there any additional cost to them?
No cost to them.
No cost to them.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Hussein, can you state, I got a few questions I need to ask. So as I was going through the material, I see it says some of the existing meters are outdated. So those are just the ones that's in the southeast that you just mentioned a few minutes ago, right?
All our water system is in the southeast. The one in the northwest, we have 14 meters only.
Okay.
And everything else is in the south, in the Lower Richland area.
Yes, sir. Do you know
Hopkins area.
how many meters they are?
568 are total. 420 of them we need to swap them. We have already changed 138, and 9 of them are commercial, which we hook up to the fire hydrant and stuff. We don't need to make them change.
Yeah, and I apologize. ACA Thompson just said that a few minutes ago. My next question is, these meters were reading wrong. So were they reading high or were they reading low?
They don't report it, so we have a driving tool, Hot Rod it's called. We drive around and we collect the data at the end of the month.
Gotcha.
But what happens is they are not reporting. So the guys have to go manually and check every one of them.
I got you.
Yeah.
And my last and final question is, how long did we know that this issue existed as far as the software not being updated, and the persons that we purchased them from not supporting them anymore?
2 years.
2 years. Okay, cool. Ms. Salim, you recognize?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are the meters being purchased all at once, and will it be phased, will it be a phased-in approach as the other meters stop working, or
No,
is this, okay?
we're going to go ahead and swap them because they are not reporting right now, and also some of the data is erroneous. We don't want to charge the customer, you know.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions or discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? All right, if not, Madam Clerk, can you call for the vote, please?
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston, Weaver,
Yes.
Aline.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, we are on to item 4B, utilities equipment purchase from Pete Dew Associates, Carolina Lift Station, and P&S Construction. That's a lot to say. ACA Thompson, you recognize, sir?
Yes, sir. For this particular item, we're asking, staff is asking for an increase in the purchase order of $200,000 for the equipment. And so this is for the pump system. So replacing the pump system as well as maintenance on the system. And so the purpose of this is to ensure that we don't have sewer overflow, which of course would put us at odds with the state regulatory body. And so again, is to have money in place so that we can replace the pump system as necessary, as well as maintain the system.
All right, and sir, I apologize for butchering your name.
Oh, you're fine, sir. I've been
All right.
called a lot, sir.
Any discussion? Any questions? All right, I entertain a motion for approval.
For approval.
It's been moved and properly second. Any discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, call for the vote, please.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right. We're on to item number 4C, risk management, fleet, 1 year first vehicle service extension. You recognize, sir.
Mr. Chair, I'm gonna ask Mr. James Boone to come forth.
All right, Mr.
And to
Boone,
brief
you
you guys on
recognize,
this
sir.
item, please. Mr. James Boone is the general manager, and so he'll be able to brief you guys on this one.
Mr. Boone, you recognize, and just so you know, that is Mr. Maloney's podium.
Thank you, Council.
That's a bar, right?
So what we're looking at is a 1-year extension to the current contract to maintain the Richland County fleet. This is an extension of a 5-year contract. And what we will be looking at is next year doing a complete rebid. The reason for the 1-year extension this time versus doing the full rebid right now is with Bill Peters retiring fairly recently, beginning of the year, we just have not had time to prepare for a accurate and fair rebid process. Also, we've recently started implementing a little more detailed information, trying to get a better handle on vehicle usage so that we will be better prepared to ask the right questions when we go into the rebid process.
Mr. Boone, is this related to our fleet lease program?
It is related in the fact that the maintenance is performed on those leased vehicles, but they are two separate contracts.
Mr. Livingston, you recognize, sir?
Are the terms and costs the same as the previous 5 years, or did it change a lot?
It changed a little bit, sir. There is, they have requested a 5% increase for this year coming up. Those numbers are included in the total that is presented. And the reason for that is because the contract is basically going on 6 years and there hasn't been much change there. And there has been quite a bit of change in the automotive industry, and the vehicle parts and maintenance industry has gone up quite, 5 to 10% every year over the last like 10 to 15 years. So the contract, honestly, it needs to be rebid because it is starting to get a little bit older. But unfortunately, during that rebid process, we probably will end up seeing an increase or a loss of service, a trade-off there. So there is a slight increase, but it's well within expected parameters.
You recognize Mr. Weaver?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. How many, I'm trying to read through this thing, I don't see the number. How many vehicles are we talking about in the contract?
There are roughly, insured vehicles is around 1,350 to 1,400. It kind of goes up and down as vehicles come in and go out. So there's about just under 2,000 total pieces of equipment. That includes vehicles along with machinery, even some small equipment, generators and whatnot. The number, last time I checked, it was 1978 that Richland County has inside of the maintenance system, with a few one-off pieces that aren't really maintained by the shop, but they will come in for one-off repairs.
1978 total, but 1,350 to 1,400 passenger vehicles, I guess you would call it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Anyone else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, I entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
All right, it's been moved and properly second. Any more discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, call for the vote, please.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little, Livingston, Weaver,
Yes.
Aileen.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, next is item 4D, Public Works. ACA Thomas, you recognize, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks so much, Mr. Chair. So, staff is asking or requesting an extension of the current host community municipal solid waste agreement with Waste Management. The agreement first started back in 1995, and at this time, we're looking to extend the agreement by 5 years to begin in fiscal year 2026, and that is a modest increase in the negotiated rate of 2.7% to $32.82 a ton. And so staff has allocated a little over $3.9 million in the budget for this agreement. So once again, staff is asking for or requesting a 5-year extension on this host agreement.
Mr. Livingston, you recognize, sir.
Just make sure it's clear about it it's an increase, that's an increase county, right?
Yes, sir. So
Keep in mind, these are funds being paid to the county.
yes, sir. So we're paying, we pay to, of course, to take our garbage, the household garbage, to Waste Management. And so it's different from the community landfill off of Monticello Road. So this is household garbage that is going to this location.
Mr. Weaver, you recognize, sir.
But I understand that, but at the same time, we're also collecting money, correct? On the tax bills for collecting this garbage, or am I missing something?
Oh, no, yes, sir. We certainly, so folks pay based on the road carts at their home, recycle road cart and a household garbage road cart.
So what is it net out?
So let me get Cindy Castelluccio, who's the general manager. She can probably
I don't know
provide
if
some of
anyone's
the
got that
financials
figure
for
tonight,
you.
but.
Ma'am, you recognize.
Thank you, guys. So it is included. So we have, with our solid waste fees, and of course, we also have, I think where we presented to you guys for the millage. So we take where, we split it between our landfill budget and also our collections budget as well. So we have MSW, which is your household garbage, and C&D as well. We don't take everything at our C&D landfill, just depending on the general location of where they collect it curbside is where they would take that to Waste Management as well. So it is included in our budget for disposal. Okay. So we do kind of work that in when we talk about what the cost of collections is. We work with that, but typically when we say what the cost for collections, just in general for our household, for our fees, is mainly for that, the service itself, not necessarily for for disposal, but we have that included in our budget. So that's where it will increase. So typically it increases every year with CPI. So, the contract had it at a cap of 5%. And it also had it working with the Southeast Wage Earners, Index. We had them in the negotiation to cap it at 3. And then we also had them move it to, I believe it's the waste index for waste, garbage, and, we've negotiated that rate to keep it kind of low. But to be honest with you, across the board, it's a very reasonable rate. Municipal solid waste is a very expensive disposal fee across
Yeah,
in any location.
I see the 2.7% here. That's pretty cheap, actually. So does that directly correlate to folks' millage for waste removal then? Give or take? The 2.7?
So the 2.7 would be, that's with our contract itself, which we have it under our budget under solid waste.
Okay.
Which, when we divide between the two, and I'll have to refer back to Melanie, does that come from the millage? Because I'll be honest, as we split everything up.
I'm thinking maybe we should round up to 3 and, kind of pad it a little bit there. Maybe turn a little profit for the county, but,
That's a good question, sir. It's, the millage handles a few things. We have special services picking up litter, and that work in it, but this is one of the components, that's included to disposal of
Okay.
what's picked up that has to go to municipal solid waste versus construction and demolition landfill like we have at the county.
Okay.
So this is the household garbage
Household garbage part of it,
and
okay.
It requires the liner, it requires a different level, a higher level of scrutiny in the environmental protection areas.
okay. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm good. Thank y'all.
Anyone else? I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Good.
Been moved and properly seconded. Any more discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, call for the vote, please.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Yes. Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aileen.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Right. That takes us to item number 4E, Public Works Stormwater Management. You recognize, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For this particular item, staff is looking to proceed with an award of construction for a project to remediate flooding in the southeastern portion, of Richland County. And the purpose of that is to ensure that folks living in that area do not have to deal with pooling of water in the streets as well as pooling of water in their yards. So we understand that the contamination to our waterways, contamination that impact our wildlife as well as the citizens in the particular area. And so a study was done in 2021, and as a result of that study, this is an opportunity for us as Richland County to move forward to, once again, mitigate flooding in that particular area by replacing outdated systems. And so, and one thing in particular is to have a larger diameter pipes so that we can convey that water from stormwater. So again, staff is looking for approval of this particular project.
All right, entertain a motion. All right, Mr. Livingston.
This is the one that only had a couple of bids and
Let me ask.
don't worry about it. I had a question about the bids. I'll worry
Okay.
about it later. but,
Okay.
I don't remember what it was though.
All right. Yes, sir. Mr. Weaver, you recognize.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I just have a quick question. I noticed the bid amount has a 20% contingency. That seems kind of high based on some of the contracts we've approved. So there's a 20% contingency for overruns, I guess. Is there a reason for that? That's $500,000.
I'm going to yield to Director Malone.
Sorry, Director Maloney, bring you back up, but
Director Maloney, you recognize, sir.
nearly
if that's
nearly
if that's
$1
standard
million.
practice, that's fine. That just seems a tad high. But
So when we come in for road construction and that sort of thing, you see a lot of 10 and 15% contingencies.
okay,
In this case, we are working in areas like backyards, along streets, areas with utility conflicts, most of which, have been identified, but
Right.
you don't know what you run into till you get there in some areas. And so with this type of work, we expect to have that kind of contingency available in an approved amount, but not necessarily to utilize it, but things that we can encounter. This project is also funded with a SCIP grant, South Carolina Improvement Grant, that is up to $10 million, so we're not utilizing the entire grant as it is.
Okay.
And so that contingency is there in case of that. We had looked at perhaps doing even more with this project, but everything we turn in after this award and what we've already turned into the state for review pretty much has to be what we do from that point going forward.
Okay.
And so we are allowed contingency with that grant, and we certainly want to make sure that we have every resource we need to get it
So
done right.
20% is not out of line for this kind of
That's
project?
kind of where we're going to be
Okay.
working.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome, sir. All right, does anyone else have any discussion? If not, I entertain a motion.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Any more discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please call for the vote.
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Aileen.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item number 5 on the agenda is adjournment. I entertain a motion.
Move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
All right, ma'am, it's been moved and properly seconded. Can you call for the vote, please?
Pugh,
Yes.
Little. Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Aileen.
Yes.
Motion approved.
We are now